shading masks, and I'm going to explain how you can use them to understand sun and shade access from a building over the course of a year, both seasonally as well as hourly, and how you can use this to design access to sky, sun, and shade in 3 dimensions. So we're going to use this template. It's got 8 steps. The first step is to set an EPW file path, just like we've done in the past. And that's going to tell Honeybee where your building is located in longitude and latitude. And then the second step is going to be to set a point at a windowsill. And in order to demonstrate this, I'm going to turn off the sky there. And I'm going to zoom in to the model to show you a couple points. So here's a point right at the windowsill, and actually what I want to do is move it up slightly so that I'm not catching the physical geometry of the sill. You can see this where we are in plan here too. And then I'm going to set that one point, and if I turn my mask back on, you'll see that it generates a mask for that point. What you're seeing here is a black line here, which represents this overhang. You can see it right there, and then all of this black in back is the mask created by the building itself in back here. This line over here is actually the parapet that the point is looking at right here. So it's very low in the horizon. One way that we can see this a little better is to change the type of projection. Right now, this is a 3-dimensional projection. And here in the step 4 in the sun path, you can see that there's an option to change the projection from 3D hemisphere to orthographic to stereographic. By changing to stereographic 2, it will change the projection. And now these are it emphasizes the horizon. It's easier to see the horizon in this type of projection. So now this is the same geometry. It's still that parapet, but it is a little easier to see. So I tend to use this type of projection just because I find it a little bit easier. This also flattens the projection. Instead of 3-dimensional, it's now 2-dimensional. Okay, so we've got a point at the windowsill and we've got our projection. Actually, let me move the point so you can see this a little more. So here I'm going to move the point inside this skylight well, and as I reset it, you should see the shading mask move. Now, instead of having all of this masked behind it like we did over here, we're masked, we're open to the sky, just like this is, and you can see that this edge is this curve here, this edge is this curve here, this edge is this curve here, and this edge is this curve here. If we move the point back in space, you'll see all those edges move there. So now all 4 of those edges have moved, especially the most noticeable one is the one that was over here is now here in line with that point. So you can play around with this and get it. It takes a little while to understand the projection and the way that the geometry works. So let's go back to our point that was over here, and I'll demonstrate how to use this as an analysis tool. The third step is to make sure you know where north is. North is facing this way. If I change this to be 0, north will be straight up. If I change this to be 45, north will be this way, and the sun path moves accordingly. So let's set this back to 335. Here I've colored the sun path, and I've colored the compass paths or compass curves. So the compass is around the circumference here, and then the sun path is yellow. The way to read this is this is the sun in the east and the sun in the west. So I'll go to the plan, you'll see this better. This is where the sun rises, and this is where the sun sets. this line here is the summer solstice, so June 21st from morning to evening, and you can see it steps through the hours. The way that I understand the hours, or the easiest way for me, is to start at noon, which is about right around where due south is, depending on your longitude, and then work backwards. So that's noon, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Now, you may know in the Bay Area that the sun doesn't actually rise at 5 a.m. in the summer. That's because of daylight savings. So we move everything ahead 1 hour. What you're seeing here is solar time, but in daylight savings time, this would be 6 a.m., 7 a.m., etc. In the winter time, the sun still rises in the east and sets in the west, but it is much lower in the sky, and it rises much further to the south of east. Notice in the summertime, it rises north of east. And in the equinox, it rises due east. So on December 21st, the sun rises here, which is 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, about 7:30, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then sets at 1, 2, 3, 4, 4:45 or so. That's the shortest day of the year. So that's how to read the sun path diagram. The mask, the black parts, are showing you what parts of that sun do not have access to the point that we've selected. So all of this part does not have access to the sun, particularly here and here, because it's shaded by the rest of the building. And these parts here are shaded by that parapet. Those are the very low angle sun. And notice that this part of the parapet right in here really isn't doing much or anything for shading the sun from this particular point. As you move the point, you'll see that different parts of the parapet will have an effect. So that's how to read the sun path. Now, to create the mask, we need to set the geometry for the mask. And right now I've got all of the base geometry selected. To show you a little bit in more detail how to do this, if I wanted to add an overhang, I've constructed an overhang here that's just, I think, 2 feet or so. And I can add geometry and select that, and then press Shift and plug it into the context, and it will recalculate with that added geometry here. So you can see that has now shaded all of this portion of the year additionally, and I'll take it away so you can see this again. So that compared to that. So that small overhang provides a large amount of shade, but it doesn't shade in the winter or even in the summer in the morning because we're getting sun in through this way. If we wanted to add vertical fins, which you can see right here, I can select those and add some geometry and add that, Shift, and you'll see that this further closes down the window of sun that's available. Now we're just getting sun from like noon, 11, 10, so 9 a.m. to noon in the winter time. That is from this point right here. If we change the point, we're going to also change the analysis. So you can go back here, rechange the point, and you'll see that the window of sun that's available there is going to change. It's going to get earlier in the day because we're shifting from the middle to the side. Likewise, if we shift to this point, we're going to shift the other way. So I hope that's clear. You really need to take everything into account as you do this, but unfortunately, this type of projection is only going to look at one point at a time. So I find it useful to look at both the middle of an aperture as well as the edges. So there's another way built into this component for analyzing overhangs and fins, which are really useful. So I'm going to take off this geometry for a second. So now I've just got a sun path diagram with no mask on it. And I'm going to enable the orientation first. And that orientation is in this case, set to 180 degrees, so facing south, which means that it's masking everything to the north. I can change this and it will rotate the geometry. Let me change it back to 180 here. And I can also enable this overhead projection. This overhead projection is like an overhang, and right now it's set to 30 degrees. That 30 degrees is this profile angle right here. I can set this to less, 10 degrees, and it will shrink. Or I can set it to 80 degrees, and it will increase. So if I wanted to shade almost all of the sun, I could increase it to 80 degrees, but that would be an almost infinite overhang. So let's go back to 20 degrees. I can also add fins. So here's a left-hand fin and a right-hand fin. If I just add the left-hand fin, you can see it coming around there. Actually, let me turn off the overhang so this is clear. So there's a fin at 60 degrees. Here's a fin at 30 degrees, 40 degrees. So you can play with this to see how you would design or help you design both overhangs and fins in order to provide the shade that you're looking for a given point. Something I skipped over that's very important is the sky density, which is controlled here. I'm going to unplug these guys or disable them and plug the geometry back in so I can demonstrate this. And with a sky density of 3, you can see there's a little bit of a jagged line here and here. With a sky density of 1, it will get even more jagged. And I can even go to 0.1, and it'll be very jagged. And with a sky density of 5, this is going to be very smooth, but take more time to calculate. So as you look through different options, set the sky density to an appropriate value that's going to allow you to look through relatively quickly. And then as you refine the scheme or find something that is a good representation, increase the sky density so that you can get a more refined picture of when the sun is going to be shaded. The last part to notice is in step 8. It gives a helpful output of context exposure, orientation exposure, strategy exposure, and sky exposure. The way to read this is to understand how much of the point is exposed to the sky, or how much of the sky is being blocked by geometry. In this case, I've got 7.6% of the view is to the sky, whereas 92.4% is blocked by the context geometry. As I enable the other components, this will change. So now my orientation is blocking 50%, right? That's all of this. And my overhang projection is blocking another 46%. And then my context view, which is this little black strip of the parapet, is only blocking 3.3. As I bring this back, you can see that all of these numbers change on the fly, and that we get a different amount of sky and blocked exposure. The really useful thing about this is that, as you all know, the view to the sky is a good proxy for how much daylight you're going to get inside or at that point. And so this is a good tool to help you understand a balance between shade and access to the sky.